For our 5.2 part 2 notes, we're going to be taking those equivalent ratio tables that we've been practicing, and we're going to start applying them to a rate to find the rate of something. So what is a rate? Well, a rate is a ratio, so still a fraction that's comparing two things. So it's a ratio that compares two quantities, so two numbers, quantities, I spelled it right, that have different units, but I did not spell units right. There we go. So it is a ratio that compares two quantities, two numbers, but these numbers are not the same. So maybe before we've been comparing, they have orange pumpkins, green pumpkins. They're the same, they're pumpkins. This candy, that candy, they're candy, right? Boys, girls, they're kids. They're the same thing, they're the same unit. We're going to start shifting to different units. So maybe how many miles somebody goes in an hour, how much the cost of the boxes were. So that we're talking about two different units. So those are the things we're talking about. Maybe how they take classes and how much the classes cost, or something, how many pounds something costs. I said that backwards, the cost of the pounds. Okay, so we're talking different things now is a rate. So an example says that 2 boxes of cereal cost $4. What is the ratio of boxes to cost? So it wants the boxes, then the cost. So our boxes, how many boxes do we have? So, right, we want boxes first. And I like to set them up as fractions because that's going to help us later on. So boxes first, cost second. So how many boxes did we have? We had 2 boxes. The cost of them was $4. We can get 2 boxes for $4. You can see my boxes are lined up. The cost is lined up. That's really important that everything matches up. Just like before, the order matters. Boxes, then cost. So just make sure we're labeling to keep track of what everything is. So instead of comparing pumpkins and pumpkins, green pumpkins, orange pumpkins, now we have these are the boxes. This is how much they cost. We're not talking about the same thing anymore. So the next step farther than that is a unit rate. So a unit rate is a rate. So we're comparing two different units. A rate in which the second quantity is compared to one unit. So a unit of something means one. If I go rent a storage unit, that means I'm getting one unit. I don't get the whole thing, right? I just get one little storage unit. So we're trying a unit always means one. Some words you might hear is how much per unit, per one, per hour. I hear hour is singular. It's not hours, it's just 1 hour. Per day. How many days? Just one day. It's not days, just day. That word per is a good indicator that it wants just one of them. But you can hear they're all single things, a unit, a 1 hour, day. It's one thing. So the second one is going to transfer to 1. So let's see how that works. So we have the same problem. 2 boxes of cereal cost $4. What is the cost of 1 box? So we can set it up. The two things we're talking about are boxes and cost. Now, how many boxes did we buy to start? We bought 2. So I fill that in. And how much did they cost? They cost $4. Now we want to know the cost of 1 box. Go ahead and circle those keywords right there. 1 box. So that's what I'm trying to get to. I want to know how much 1 box costs. Now I have my table set up. I can ask myself and make that equivalent ratio. How did I get from 2 to 1? I divided by 2, and what I do to 1, we have to do to the other. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the cost of 1 box is $2. Now I can see one box is my unit, right? Unit means one. One box is $2. We can use these charts to help us figure out how much a unit is. So make sure you have that filled out, and then we'll do some more practice.